computer is very slow. Something is wrong with this.
The views and opinions on this program are not necessarily those of WSTU Digital 1450. The opinions expressed are those of the program hosts and guests. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU.
Oh.
It's time now for the Martin County Difference with your host, dancing realtor Julia Sansevere.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Julia. Excuse me. Yes, I am. I'm Julia Sansevere, and it is now March 21st, Wednesday, the day after the first day of spring.
That's right.
I was thinking
vernal equinox.
Yeah, and I was thinking it was the first day of spring, but somebody corrected me today. My sweet friend Cindy Belden corrected me. No, it's not. She said it was yesterday. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So
it's not quite. It was not a perfect vernal equinox, by the way.
No,
because it was 12 hours and I think 7 or 14 minutes. So, you know, vernal equinox, you have an equal amount of daytime and equal amount of nighttime.
Okay.
That's.
Are we at the halfway point now?
Well, we were right there. Yes, yesterday was as close as we can get. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Because I like it when it's later. I mean, it stays lighter longer.
Yes.
Thanks to daylight savings time.
Yes.
Yeah, we feel better about ourselves and everything. So, how are you today, Frank?
I am good. We have some local news that we kind of want to let our listeners know about.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, right now there is a fire being worked right now in St. Lucie County, and the wildfire has shut down I-95, and 10 homes have been evacuated.
Oh my goodness.
So if you're thinking about transiting that way, probably not a good idea. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, use US 1 as your alternate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
or the turnpike.
And I saw the smoke as I was heading this way. I was like, oh, I hope Frank's not on fire. Because you're smoking. You're smoking hot.
We are smoking.
Yeah, we're smoking hot at the radio station. But that's a good thing. But I'm glad they've evacuated them.
Yeah.
And so this is the Martin County Difference, and we're on the radio at WSTU 1450. And STU stands for Stuart. We're in beautiful downtown Stuart, Florida. And this show comes on once a week, and I endeavor to lift up the people in this community who are so good and do good and make us all look better and bring goodness to our world, because Lord knows we have enough of the other stuff.
Yeah.
So this is 1 hour at a time, trying to, bring some warmth and no argue TV. So it's live streaming also at WSTUTV.com, and I figured out how to put it on Facebook Live, so I've got my Facebook listeners there, and you can, and so it's like a little TV show. And they're having another big nor'easter up north.
They are.
Yes, they are. Come on, snow and snowbirds. So I'm in real estate.
And I was talking to your husband before airtime, and he said because he was there last week.
That's right. He was in New York, and he got the snow in his face.
Yes, and he remembered very clearly why he is here now.
That's right. The snow in the face is not friendly or fun.
No.
But, we're glad we live in the sunny part of Florida, the Treasure Coast.
Yes.
And no shovels here, just shorts. And it's really this weather war they're having. They have, 4 nor'easters in 3 weeks?
Yes.
Up there? Pretty bad.
I think they set a record.
And that's where the wind comes from, the northeast, the nor'easter. And so many canceled flights, so beware if your flight is canceled. But we're waiting for you down here. We've got condos on the beach. So I am a realtor, and that's part of the show is I do a little real estate news. We have a great market. I just had my tires on my car fixed yesterday. And the lady at the tire place, what's the name of that place?
Atlantic Tire.
Atlantic Tire, yep. Thank you, Rhonda.
Yeah.
She did a great job, very nice people. And she said, how's business? And I said, well, it's really unbelievable. I mean, there's demand, and there's not enough houses, and the mortgage rates are low, so everybody's ready, and it's great. We have a good, active market.
Right.
And one of my guests tonight is Janice Norman. She's a realtor here on the Treasure Coast. She's going to bring some information about another organization she's involved with, but we might end up talking about that a little bit. It's just amazing. We finally have a very vital market, and everybody's feeling good. They got those extra $1,000 in their paycheck. In February, people were really starting to feel the difference. Yes. So this is the Martin County Difference in real estate and in community news on the radio. So my hashtag is Hashtag try kindness.
Yeah.
I think that we've got to just start. We have the power. It's a choice.
Right.
And we can make that choice for good. And I just want to say, hey, Mom. My mom's so good. Going to go home tomorrow and see her for the weekend, a long weekend. She's 91.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. So
Tell
hey,
her I
Mom.
said hi.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Frank says hi. And so I like to look in on her because, you know, with the way things have been going lately,
Yeah.
you know, out there in the news world, you just don't know if it's your last day on Earth. So you want to keep your loved ones close to you and give them a hug every now and then. And one friend I met about a year ago, remember my trip to Cuba, talk about it often, it made a big impression on me. Hello, Jenny in Santiago de Cuba. She was our wonderful tour guide, like our last port of call. And she has a beautiful new niece. We're Facebook friends, so I want to say congratulations, Jenny. And to the students who are going to be marching in Washington on Saturday, my hat is off to them for getting together and trying to have some control over gun control. It's good to see they're making some progress with school safety. And, you know, they just had that shooting in Maryland, but the guy went right for the perpetrator.
Right.
And he's gone.
Resource officer.
Yeah, and nobody
He
else.
exchanged gunfire with the gunman, and
As it should be.
right.
And he's done.
Right.
Yeah, so that's really not what we need, but it did come to a swift end. And one thing that really was horrible, but just got settled, was the Austin bomber. And that's my alma mater in Austin, University of Texas. So I was really like upset about that. I know all those areas, Round Rock and where they found him and everything. So
Well, you know, the Unabomber,
yeah.
let's put this in perspective. The Unabomber took him 17 years to find him.
I know.
17 years.
That's awful.
It didn't take 17 days. It
Yeah.
took 6 days.
That's great.
So
They've improved.
Hats off to
Hats off to the FBI,
Yes,
all the
yes,
police,
yes.
all the law enforcement that worked really well together.
Yes.
So thank you in Texas for solving this. So we know it's not just guns and kids; it's just demented people with
Right.
evil intent in their
Right.
hearts, and it's too bad. And I think it's the violence in movies, video games, and music.
100%.
I think it's a cultural assault on our young people's minds,
Yeah.
and we used to have, you know, better standards and stringent guidelines.
Right.
We need to go back to
Well,
that.
there's
Maybe?
less religion too.
There's less religion,
Yeah.
and it's not about religion.
No,
it's
it's
faith.
not.
I think it's your,
Well, yes.
you know, teaching morals and values.
Right.
And believing in a higher
Right.
power. You know, because when I was a kid, we had naughty kids, but they were nothing like this, and
Right.
and they knew they would be punished.
Right.
And there's all this like, you know, don't spank Johnny, you know, but we will get to the bottom of it. And today, of course, social media is taking heat. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg,
Yes.
he's on the hot seat, right?
Yeah, he is.
And I say, wow, we always thought Big Brother was watching. Now we know, but don't turn off Facebook yet, because this show would have a problem if we didn't have our Facebook listeners.
Right.
So it does a lot of good, and we share on Twitter, and we can get instant news.
It's the likes that's the
Yeah.
weakness. It's the likes.
Yeah.
When you like something, that feeds their database.
Right.
And then they know what this individual, and
Right.
then outsourced companies can come in and collect that data.
Yeah, right.
So-
And this whole thing with Cambridge, and they got
Right.
50 million people, all their data anyway. But you
No,
can like this
supposedly
show.
that
I'm not
was-
selling anything except
Right.
goodness here. So you
Right.
can like this show, and you can like the people's pages that come on this show, because
Right.
it's all about volunteering. They're 501c3 organizations. And I don't think it would be harmful to like their pages, you know.
No,
I think
not
that's okay.
501c3s. It's
Right.
the products and services.
Right.
That's the problem.
All of a sudden they're sending you advertisements and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So don't forget, this is on Facebook once a week, but it lives on Facebook, and then it's on YouTube on its own channel at the Martin County Difference. And now it's a podcast after the fact, also at themartincountydifference.com. So,
Wow.
yeah. And locally here, I have a special place in my heart for Starstruck Performing Arts Center.
Yes, you do.
They're building a new permanent home for their wonderful theater and their theater school for the kids in our area, that just brings so much joy to all of us to go see their shows, and it shows off how talented they are. But it's really about them being able to find their passion and nurture their skills and their
Right.
talent. And they take these skills and talents they acquire beyond the stage. You know, these are life skills they're learning. So there are a few ways you can help out. I'm big on this. You know,
Okay.
I've donated myself So I hope you will. They are in a final kind of push.
Big push.
They have a $500,000 matching opportunity, and they're over $400,000 now. They're like probably around $420,000, and they probably got till the end of this week. It said today, but they might be able to squeeze in Thursday and Friday if you help out. So give Karen Leone a call at 772-267-5946, or go to their Facebook page. Yeah, Facebook. At Starstruck Performing Arts Center, and give Karen a call. And I think if you donate online, it doesn't go to the same fund. But that's, even after this matching thing, they have other ways at AmazonSmile.com. If you do some shopping, you can designate Starstruck to receive
I remember that.
0.5% of the proceeds, right? Then on Tuesday, April 3rd, Culver's Cares Share Night. So 10% of all proceeds will be donated to Starstruck. So go get your custard, your frozen custard and yogurt, and enjoy that, and be yummy in your tummy, and you help the kids.
Wow,
so
everybody wins.
And everybody wins. Do it for the kids. So the $500,000 matching opportunity, call Karen Leone at 772-267-5946, because we're really blessed to have this wonderful group.
So they just need another, mere 800,000 or 80,000?
No, 80-something thousand. And they got the first part in 4 or 5 days. So come on, everybody, just give 1,000. You got it laying around.
Yeah, 80,000.
That 1,000 you got from the government, right?
Oh yeah. 80 people that.
I think you should read more on the fire.
Oh, what's more going on the fire? Let me see. My husband.
Closed
Late
95
breaking
both
news.
directions.
Oh, they have closed 95 in both directions. It's due to brush fire in Port St. Lucie.
Wind is whipping
off
up.
Becker Road near Port St. Lucie. The wind is whipping up. It was very windy here today.
Yeah.
So 10 homes have been evacuated due to the brush fire. It's 40 acres from Becker Road and Palm.
During the 5 o'clock hour, there was only 5 acres involved.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So now we're up to 40 acres, and it's east of Florida's Turnpike. Very thick vegetation there, and they're dealing with the wind. It's just sending flying sparks up to a fourth of a mile ahead of the main fire. So stay out of that area if you can.
It closed in both directions, 95.
It's closed in both directions, my husband says, 95. So an hour north of the brush fire, I-95 is closed in both directions. In Fellsmere, due to brush fire. So be careful out there, and I could see the smoke coming here. So it's really, that's scary. I had a fire in New York City in my apartment, and I didn't like that.
It wasn't a brush fire, though.
It wasn't a brush fire.
Right. If you have problems with breathing, stay indoors.
Yes, stay indoors, definitely. If you've got lung issues or asthma, anything like that.
Right.
So definitely. Thank you, honey. Thank you. No coughing allowed. Well, really quickly, we'll turn to real estate news very quickly. It is a strong real estate market, like I said. Mortgages are low cost right now, and so if you you're thinking about a move, whether you're buying or selling, give me a call. This is the part where you can say, yes, I like that. 772-919-1385. I can help you list and sell your home. I can help you buy a home. And what'd you say? Okay, yes, we got guests coming in. I know. Cece's like, you're like dragging us out. But I just want to say I have 2 open houses coming up this Saturday and Sunday, both on Saturday, and 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. It is the National Association of Realtors special open house weekend, folks. So beware. The Stuart News is going to have a whole lot of information about this. And I've got 2 in Palm City in the Lighthouse Point area, one on the water, one not on the water. The one on the water is 1639 Southwest Dyer Point Road. It'll be open Saturday and Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage with a dock and a new seawall for $519,900. That's a good price for waterfront, and it's been completely renovated and move-in ready. And the other one is a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home with a pool, fenced, and it is at 1470 Dyer Point Road, and 2-car garage near the river. Right around the corner from the house is a launch pad, a launch place for kayak, paddleboard, that kind of thing, jet ski. So both river access homes. And look on my website at juliasansevere.com, and you'll see all the listing photos and details.
All right, when you said launch pad, I thought maybe Elon Musk owned the house. Yeah, okay. All right.
That's it.
All right.
But tonight's show is about 3 wonderful organizations. The Soroptimist International of Stuart, and Janice Norman's going to be here from there, and she's also going to bring us up to speed on Catch the Wave of Hope, and I'm going to have Lynn Barletta here in another week, because there's something going on Friday, very special. And then the 4C's, caring children, clothing children. And what they have in common is they're both 501, all three of these are 501c3 organizations with volunteers who do all the heavy lifting. And the proceeds from their events go back into the community, and they do a lot of good. And we're going to talk about what they do. So this show is about shining the light on these wonderful people and organizations who are making a difference. And they're causing a ripple effect across the world and into the future. And so I also want to thank the two sponsors I have, TC Palm Home Inspections and attorney Portia B. Scott. Thank you so much. Gary Mulca is the home inspector. Hi, and while I talk about my sponsors, come on in. Great. Cecilia's here, and Gigi's coming in. So without my sponsors, I couldn't keep up the rapid pace I do. But TC Palm Home Inspections is a very good home inspection company, and they are lifting up this show so I can do this show and bring you this information. And he's across St. Lucie, Martin, and Palm Beach counties, and he is fully ensconced in the business. And you want to give him a call at 772-678-8133, and his website is tcpalmhomeinspections.com. And go to their website or give them a call at 678-8133 to get your pre-inspection or during a buying period, your inspection for the home you're buying. And then Portia, she came on a couple of weeks ago. She can provide legal answers for your ever-changing family. She's located right here in Stuart, Florida on Central Parkway at 921 Central Parkway, and her number is 772-287-0096. That's 287-0096. And she's been practicing law since 1994. And then she's gotten more and more into elderly law. And she's a former president of the Martin County Bar Association in 2003. She's got all kinds of accolades. She works with veterans in benefit planning and divorce, paternity, all the family law. So, you know, give her a call if you've got any need for legal answers for your family matters. And her website, I love it, it's very easy, www.attorneystuartflorida.com. So remember that, attorneystuartflorida.com, and her number is 287-0096, area code 772, because it's Stuart. And so, my first guests are in the studio. Hello, Gigi.
Hello.
Hello, Cecilia.
Hello, Julia.
Cecilia.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Never. Okay, so, welcome. Gigi Suntum, right here on my right, and Cecilia Lewis are both with the 4C's. And tell us what that stands for, Gigi.
Caring children, clothing children.
Yeah, that is a mouthful. So I'll let you say it.
It's easier to say 4C's. Right?
Yeah, it is, but it does make sense. And so explain to our listeners how it came about, because I just found out about it and found out that you've actually been in existence, what, 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Hello! And I've lived here 18, so I'm just finding out about it. So I want the listeners to know now more all about it.
Wow. Well, I'm really glad you found out about us.
Me
to
too.
Start with. Many people find out about us because they have children that they drop off at local schools here in Martin County. We have donation bins throughout the county at 11 schools. We use those bins to collect the clothing that we provide to our children. So the way the program works is, I'll start from the beginning. How
Okay,
about that?
that's a good idea.
Very exciting.
Yeah, how it began, your mission. Who thought of this and why? What was going on?
Well, the people who thought of this were a couple that lived in Monarch Country Club.
Okay.
Okay.
And 20 years ago,
Yes.
we're not talking that long ago, really, but 98?
Or 97, actually.
97,
for-
okay.
For 21
Oh,
this year.
wow. Okay.
They saw the need for children to have appropriate clothing to wear to school, and they were just looking at kids that were waiting at the bus stop, more or less, and they saw these kids didn't have the right kind of clothes to wear. It does get cold here once in a while. They saw them
Yeah.
without jackets and, you know, with inappropriate dress.
And I've got your Facebook
There
page
you
up.
go.
Oh, yeah.
There's all of our clothes.
Look at all those clothes. So go to 4C's Club, caring children / clothing children, and you'll find their information. And you also have a website.
Right.
4C's.
4C Martin.
4cmartin.org.
Mhm.
Right, that's right.
So then they decided that they were going to do something about it, and they began to collect the clothing, and they started putting everything in their garage, and they soon outgrew that with all the donations that they were getting.
I can only imagine.
Can you? It's like take it in. And so they decided that they were going to apply to be a 501c3.
Okay.
They did that, and the first help that they got as far as funding was concerned was through United Way.
Mm.
And then that's how it all began. And then there was a small store, and then after that there was a bigger store, and now we're on our 3rd location, and it's the biggest store we've had so far, and we're able to display all the clothing that we get.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and then it's not just clothing now, but it's also socks.
Right.
That was another thing that caught my eye.
Right,
you
which is, when you think about it, you're going to get clothing to wear, and that's pretty much gently used items that we have.
Right.
But you don't want to give a child some dirty old socks.
No.
And definitely not definitely not dirty underwear.
No.
So
No, that doesn't work for gently used.
no,
Yeah.
it's like you should gently used underwear.
Yeah.
No, so we pay for the items that we buy that they need to have as new items. So that is socks and underwear, and then after a few years into the program, we decided that we should be helping them with school shoes. So we also give the children that come to see us a shoe voucher, which is a credit for $15 to use at Walmart for back-to-school shoes.
Right, I knew Walmart was involved in a way.
Right.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Right.
It's wonderful.
It is.
Getting our big box stores to do things and give back. Publix is good that way.
They're very generous to
But
us.
Walmart, that's really good because, we have it here, so we might as well, they're part of the community too.
Right, right.
So that's
and,
good.
Just for the record, we do pay them for the shoes, but they are
Yeah,
they
but-
are helping us by helping the families
Mhm.
to select the right kind of shoes that their children can wear to school,
Right.
not flip-flops or
No, and it was
slippers.
always a big deal to me when I was a kid and I got my new pair of shoes for school year. And it's really nice to be able to provide that for a child because that's huge. I mean, I think of Dolly Parton and her tattered coat of many colors her mother made her, and she was so proud of it. It was rags, but she was happy to have it. Anything that you can give a child that's fresh and, especially the shoes, that makes a big difference.
And
Because they get hand-me-downs, I'm sure,
right,
too.
right, and they get to pick the shoes that they like.
Oh.
So there's no way that we could stock all the different sizes and selection
Right.
in our store.
Yeah,
we don't
be a
have the
shoe
space.
store, right,
No,
right,
we
right.
can't
So
do
that's
that.
good. They can go to Walmart
Right.
and get the voucher.
It's neat, and the children can come see us. The families can bring their children in up to 3 times a year.
Ah,
So they just need to wait 4 months in
Right.
between each visit. So that's 3 good pairs of shoes.
That's very good. Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah, and then there's more than that. There's toys and books.
Well,
now you've
what-
expanded.
Well, it seems like as we grew, we were seeing different things that were being donated to us,
Mhm.
and one of the major items were children's books.
Nice.
So we said, what to do with all these books? So we built a library.
Mm.
And then we have an amazing volunteer who's been with us for the past at least 11 or 12 years, and she coordinates all the literacy efforts within the store. That's sorting the books, shelving
Right.
the books, making sure the children, when they leave, that they're taking books with them that are on their reading level. And it's wonderful to see. And we're also getting lots of stuffed animals. So now we give a stuffed animal out to every child.
That's
that
I
comes to
love
see
that.
us.
So sweet.
It's really neat.
And so you have volunteers that do this, right? That work there.
We are very small staffed. It's just myself and a part-time store manager,
Oh
and
my gosh.
we, in a given year, have over 5,000 child visits to our store.
Whoa.
So we really need all the help that we can get. So
Yeah.
we have volunteers that, for years, some of them have been coming in and working our certain shifts that they like. We're open twice a week, so we have 2.5-hour shifts each day that we're open. And we
Okay.
have volunteers come in.
That's nice. That's
Mhm.
nice. And you're executive director, aren't you?
I am.
Right, right. And Cecilia, hello. You're a
Hello.
board member, correct?
I am.
That's wonderful. How
And
did
a
you get
former
involved?
teacher.
And a former teacher.
Or
okay.
I should say, once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yes,
Not
and-
really former teacher, but former in a high school.
And I want to say thank you for being a teacher. There's nobody better in our world than a teacher. I get a little verklempt. I loved all my teachers. I respected them, and they were my entry into the world.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
beautiful to hear.
It meant a lot to me that they cared, and you
Yeah.
knew they cared, and that's what is so heart-sickening about these shootings at the schools, that I know you care and love your students.
Oh, absolutely.
And for that coach to go jump in front of those kids, it's
Well, you know, a
It's amazing.
teacher is a parent.
That's
whether
right.
whether
Off-
you know
yeah, on
those are
campus
their
parent.
children
That's right.
at that point in time.
Yeah.
So teachers are very caring people, but so
Yeah.
are volunteers.
Yes, yes.
So,
Because they really want to be there
absolutely.
without
And
payment for their hours, and it's just, I'm so glad we have that kind of element here. You know, it's around
it's
the world,
beautiful.
but I'm so glad we can focus on that here, and that, thank you for doing what you do. I get chills because
Oh, well, I appreciate
we're
it.
very, very blessed in Martin County.
We are,
Yeah.
and I came in through it as a teacher, and
Mhm.
through the wonderful organization at the Stuart Women's Club. Little
Yes.
plug.
Yes, little plug.
I met Betty Mulligan, who has been a volunteer for years at the
Yes.
4C's,
Right.
and she actually was a former teacher herself.
Right.
And a former vice principal, and she actually was able to create a literacy program at the 4C's and
Wow.
coordinates close to 100 volunteers of people who,
Amazing.
you know, take their time once a week and go into 5 elementary schools, Title I schools, to
Mhm.
help students, and they help the teachers because, you know, a lot of these children are ESL kids, and there is not a program that can meet their needs. So these schools actually depend on the volunteers.
Well, sure.
And Betty has created a tremendous program with all of the resources. So people come in, they get an orientation,
Mhm.
and that's how I came in to the 4C's first as a tutor.
Oh, okay.
And so then I met Gigi and
Yeah.
saw the great work that they were doing there. And
Yeah.
so I had the opportunity to be a board member and we are a working board. So, you know,
Hands-on,
everyone's very
right.
hands-on, very active, very involved. And so I feel very proud to be part of this group. And anybody listening out there that would like to spend some time.
Here's your opportunity.
Absolutely, either at the store
Uh-huh.
or as a volunteer in the school system. You don't have to worry about if you've never been a teacher before. There is plenty of opportunity for, you know, mentoring, and it's just spending an hour of your day with a child, with the resources that we have provided, and it helps tremendously because
It's so important.
there testing that is done
Yeah.
at the beginning of the school year for these children that need a little bit more help, and then the testing that's done at the end of the school year, and there is a noticeable difference. So tutors are making it happen. These volunteers are making it happen.
One-on-one, just that, you know, connecting with somebody and that they know somebody cares about them, and it's just tremendous because I mean, just thinking about an old TV show I saw, there's that show Rise, and the coaches, one of the new drama teacher, his son is having drinking, learning problems, and so the football coach takes him under his wing and says, "This is a good kid. I'm going to help you." And
Exactly.
so, yeah, it's just so sweet.
It is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So it's a wonderful opportunity for anyone out there. We're always looking for more people to come and help.
Good. And do you have a phone number where they can call, or just go to the website and
Yes.
click on volunteers? So
Yeah.
so 4cmartin.org,
Mhm.
right?
Or
call and give the number.
772-221-8777.
Oh, that's easy. That's great. 772-221-8777. Look, I remember it.
Wow, all those sevens.
All those sevens.
That's
You
right.
just need to go to Las Vegas for
That's
that.
Yeah,
right.
lucky sevens.
Yeah.
There we
That's
go.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
pretty cool. And so, where is the store? I mean, you may have said it, but where is the store?
We're located on Jack James Drive in Stuart.
Oh, okay, out there just west of 95.
Mhm.
Right.
Right there, if you're going past 95, it's the next light.
Right,
Canner,
right.
And you go right, and we're the first right that you come to on
okay.
Jack James.
That's
It's
where,
easy.
yeah, you can go out there and shop for marble and granite and
Right,
house
Exactly.
and then stop in and read a book to a child. Do you have people who come and read books? What are some of the things the volunteers do?
They do. We, Cecilia mentioned we have the in-school reading tutoring program,
Okay.
which is really great. And then there's 5 different schools to select from to participate in that. But in our library at our store, when we're open on Wednesdays and Fridays, we have volunteers in the library, and they can do reading with the children. The children can read to them. They can do quiet activities like coloring or puzzles.
Yeah.
Little games and things that we have in there for them. Because sometimes when their parents are shopping, they don't really want to be in that. They
Right.
just want to be sitting doing
Yeah.
something quiet.
And that's also a really good opportunity for community hours,
Yeah.
for
Closer.
community
Yeah.
hours for high school students
Ah.
to come and work in the library. So
There
that's
you
happened in the
go.
past as well.
That's great. Sure, yeah.
And
You're always
al-
needing credit.
Right, and also, I think it's important to just let everybody know that in the summertime when it's back to school, we lose a lot of our real steady volunteers who are snowbirds,
Uh-huh.
but we get double the amount of children coming through our doors. So we're
Oh, because
always
it's summertime,
shorthanded in the
sure.
summer.
Yeah, because they're out of school.
Right.
So they have nothing to do but come visit you. You know,
Well,
it's like-
and for back to
That's
school,
great.
Parents are looking for clothing for their children
Right.
to get back into school. So
Right.
that's why it's so busy for us. Everybody's getting ready. They need everything they need
Yeah.
for back to school. And the other thing that's happening is parents are cleaning out their children's closet from the last school year, and they're giving us all the stuff that doesn't fit their children anymore.
Right.
And we're backed up with clothing, and then we don't have enough volunteers to unpack it, so we can't get it out on the floor fast enough for the extra hundreds of children that are coming.
Oh
to
my
see us.
gosh.
So yeah, I know people
Well,
aren't
crazy.
thinking about summer, but it's a great opportunity for high school kids and even retirees to come help us.
That's great. Well, you're listening to Gigi Suntum. She's executive director of the 4C's, which is Caring Children, Clothing Children, and Cecilia Lewis, who's a board member, former teacher, once a teacher, always a teacher.
Always.
And I want to thank you for coming in. And I'm not able to see my Facebook playing back, so I don't know. If you've made a comment, I'm sorry I'm not answering it tonight. Just can't see the show. It's my spinning. It's one of those nights. I guess the smoke is so thick we can't get a signal here. I can start to smell it now. That smoke is out on 995. So be careful out there. And I just want to thank you so much. Whatever happened to the people that started it? I'm just curious. Are they still involved? or-
Unfortunately, they both passed away since.
Wow. Yes,
Yeah.
20 years.
But they
21.
left a beautiful legacy.
They
behind.
sure did. They left a beautiful legacy. And how many people are on your board?
We have 13.
Wow. Oh, that's really good.
And some of them have been there almost since the beginning of our program.
Well, once you find something like this, it's hard to let go, I would imagine.
Right, we have a lot of passion.
There you
With our
go.
people.
Well, that's good. And the children, what's better than helping children? There's nothing better. So I am so glad to meet you, and I have a feeling your name's going to come up in the next segment
Okay.
with the Soroptimist.
Right, 'cause-
I was reading the history because you're a past president?
Right,
of
last
it?
year.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
See the crossover here?
I know.
Oh, it was all meant to be. I planned this.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
And thank you
Julia.
so much, Cecilia. And it was good to see you today. Cecilia and I are both members. We got your theme song on. The radio, they'll hear it.
I've
Thanks,
never
Frank.
heard
Never heard that.
before.
We're in the Women's Club together. So thank you. We're going to bring Janice Norman in from Soroptimist. And thank you so much and all the best. And if you have an event coming up, do you have anything particular coming up?
We have an event that's kind of in the planning stages.
Okay.
That'll be coming up in May.
Okay.
It's a joint effort with the Equine Rescue.
Right, ERAF.
Yes.
They've been on the show before. Maybe I'll have them on and we'll talk about that with
Okay,
you.
yeah, we'd love to come back.
All right,
Okay,
good.
thank you.
Great.
Well, thank you so much, both. It was
Thank
really
you.
good to
Thank you.
meet
It
you
was nice to
finally,
meet you.
Gigi, in person.
Yeah, I know we're Facebook friends.
I know we know. We know each other. This is what Facebook's all about, getting together in life. Yes, yes.
Thanks for the song.
Yes, that's right. That's Frank. So
Okay.
thank you. Good night.
All right,
Good
take
night.
care.
All right, and we'll have Janice Norman come in, and we'll finish up the show with talking about the Soroptimist and also Catch the Wave of Hope. And that's an incredible organization. And the Soroptimist International of Stuart has had an involvement before with trafficking, human trafficking, and that's what the Catch the Wave of Hope is all about. Hi, Janice. So come on in, get your ears on. My beautiful friend, Janice Norman, who is a broker associate at IRP, now associated with Waterpoint Realty. Here, step up right up to the mic.
Okay.
And I am so excited for you, first of all, because I talked to Deb Duvall last Tuesday night. When was that thing we did it at Sailor's Return? A big
Right.
get-together. And she was telling me all the good backstory about it. It was very interesting,
Yes.
lots of intrigue and everything.
Yeah.
So 3 of our companies in town, Willoughby Realty and Waterpoint and IRP, are all now under one umbrella of Waterpoint. So
That's right.
congratulations.
Thank you. So we're excited about that merger and looking forward to being able to talk more about it in the future.
Yeah. So for right now, we can say we're real estate buddies. We've done some deals together, but Janice is more than a realtor, believe me. You've had nursing in your background, right?
Yes, I spent about 30 years as an emergency room nurse.
Hello. So a closing doesn't bother you at all. Buyers and sellers freaking out.
No, I always say if it's not about life and death, it's not that big of a deal.
Exactly
That's
right. It's just real estate.
It's just real estate.
It's gonna work.
That's right.
It's all gonna work out, folks.
That's right.
I know. It's like, don't panic. So, and then you've gotten involved in volunteering in the community. And I was reading the history on the Soroptimist International. I have a friend, Jill Keegan, who's also a realtor,
Absolutely.
who's involved. And I was like, Soropta, what that? You know, you're an optimist?
Yeah.
I remember getting to meet her and talk about, I'm like, what do you do? So I want you to tell the audience what you do with that. I was reading the history. It's fascinating. And the crossover was amazing. Gigi was here, Gigi Suntum, and she was a president. And you've been a president
yes,
as
I'm
well?
Past president.
Past president? Yeah. You've worn a lot of crowns and all those things. So, and the biggest thing coming up is the Women of Distinction.
Right. So let me just tell you a little bit about Soroptimist.
Yes,
it's an international women's organization.
Yeah.
I think we're like 92,000 members in 120 countries. So we not only do things locally, but we do things on the national and international level. Our mission is really to improve the lives of women and their families. So that's what we're doing. We do a lot of things in the community, and we've actually been here since 1954.
Yes,
was
that's
the beginning
amazing.
of Soroptimist.
Right, just a few women getting together,
That's
executives and business women, and it's going to continue to grow. I just love all the things you've been responsible for. The House of Refuge.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And you started the Christmas parade. That's the holiday parade now.
Yes, we hosted the Christmas parade for 25 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. And some of the things that you had Woman of the Year, and it's developed into, you still have that maybe? I don't know, but you have the Women of Distinction.
Yes, it started out as Women of the Year, I believe, back when the Girl Scouts did it. So Soroptimist took it over. I think this is the 28th year with that. And it's Women of Distinction. And what we're doing, it's kind of similar to what you do, is we're looking to really recognize women in our community for outstanding contributions.
Yeah, and it's 40 women,
40
right,
women.
that are nominated, and only a few win, so it's like the Oscars, but that is like the Oscars, because that's my, I relate to that, the movie world, the entertainment world, that it's an honor to be nominated.
It absolutely
Truly
is an honor.
Yeah, I mean, I was blown away. Tara Beek was a winner in about 10 years ago, and she owns and operates the real estate book, and she nominated me. I'm like, what? Get out of here. So I was very honored. Thank you, Tara. And there's a big dinner. It used to be a luncheon, and then it moved to nighttime, and it's going to be at Mariner Sands on April 10th. And this Friday is the last time you can RSVP for it, and they do sell out. I mean, with 40 well-connected, well-known women in the community, they're going to invite at least 10 friends of theirs. It's a huge deal.
Right, it is a huge deal.
And it's your big fundraiser.
Yes, it's our only fundraiser, and we use this money to go back to do our projects within the community.
Yeah, and you've done the Boys and Girls Club and some other things, or what are you doing now with that?
Well,
sorry, I may have my facts wrong.
We have a couple of things going on. Just last night we hosted what we call Dinner with Your Daughter.
Oh.
And we had, I think, about 37 people there, parents and children, mostly mothers and daughters. And really what we're looking for is to stimulate conversation between parents and children about what good dating relationships are.
Oh.
And fortunately, because of my connection with Catch the Wave of Hope, I was able to go and speak with the girls also about how girls get lured by traffickers into human sex trafficking.
Good, because, and then that's something I was reading in the history, that didn't just start with Catch the Wave of Hope. The Soroptimist has been involved in since like 2009. I was reading 2008, 2009, with human trafficking and sex slave traffic. This is an age-old business, as we know.
It is an age-old business, and we actually got started, I believe it was in 2009, with Shared Hope International, where Soroptimist, through a invitation-only cocktail party, raised $45,000 to build a house in Jamaica. Shared Hope actually matched that. And then one of the things Shared Hope does in their home, and this is for adult women, is to teach them a marketable skill. So Soroptimist was able to purchase computers and put them in that house so that these women could learn to operate computers.
Which is fabulous, because if you don't have a skill or a trade other than selling your body, what are you going to do?
Absolutely.
So, and you work with Safe Space as well.
I've been on the board of Safe Space. I'm very passionate about Safe Space, and particularly things that involve children. So yes, I'm ending a board term with them.
Oh wow! And of course, you're involved in the community with the Chamber of Commerce here, Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. And weren't you the president of?
Yes, I was the past chair of Stuart Martin County Chamber of Commerce last year.
Whee! You wear a lot of hats. People say, Julia, when do you sleep? I'm like, I want to know when you sleep.
Well, I love Martin County.
Right,
So,
I know.
And,
It's exciting.
And I love being involved, being out and meeting people, and really doing things that make a difference.
Yep, and it is just in your heart, and I'm glad we have people like you, and Gigi and Cecilia were here, and it's just wonderful. And that Gigi, that's the crossover. Gigi was president just last year.
Yes, Gigi was president, and then also the other crossover is Betty Mulligan that they were talking about, was the Women of Distinction winner for the volunteer sector 2 years ago.
That's right, and you provided me with a list, and last year's winners, and that's the thing, there's just a few categories. You were the winner in the volunteer category. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And in business was Lisa Campagno. And civic was Lori Gaylord.
That's right.
A good friend of ours, and she's the school superintendent. And so that's pretty cool. Then I wanted to at least maybe give a shout out to some people, but because a friend of mine, Christina Stamper, she's nominated this year. And Alice Luckhart, who was here a while back, and she's going to be here again in April. She's our local historian. That's in a volunteer category. Joyce Page, your partner in business.
That's right, my business partner is nominated in the
that's
volunteer.
exciting. And Marion Carpenter, who was a school principal here and a former president of Women's Club of Stuart, and she was nominated by the Women's Club of Stuart, and she's nominated this year in volunteer categories. We just have wonderful people. And then in civic, Angela Hoffman, and she's in the Hope Sound Chamber, right? Very active. And let's see, Robin Hall, and she's a business professional, and Dr. Lisa Grasham Smith.
Absolutely, yes.
Hi, Dr. Lisa. Yeah. And that's in the category that I'm nominated in. That's what Tara nominated me in. So it's so exciting. And when you look around the room and you look in that program, you brought this program. When you look in this program, it's incredible. You're like, wow, my eyes just glossed over. Because I went 2 years ago, Casey Traylor was nominated. And I went for her. And it was just like page after page after page. It's like, wow, these people are doing spectacular things.
Well, I always tell them I will never be a judge. I don't know how you judge, because you read this and you think that they're awesome, and then you get to the next one. And the really tremendous thing about this is the Rising Stars. We do have a category for high school juniors and seniors, and when you look at what these girls are doing, you think, how do they have time to go to school?
I know. The Rising Stars for 2018, I think this is important to say, Autumn Barfield, Jordan Poe, Jasmine Whitaker, Caroline Nolan, Faiza Samar Ahmed, Stephanie Brookshire, Kara Percival, Jaslyn Edwards, Taylor Konopka, Reagan Strout, Evelyn Flaw, that's Evie Flaw, and Ailish Tierney. And I know Evie's aunt is Jackie Thurlow-Lippish, and I know that Evie started 5 years ago when she was 12, River Kids. I was like, when I was 12, I was like, can I wear mascara, Mom? It's like, I wasn't starting an organization. I was maybe selling Girl Scout cookies.
Right.
That was it. Yeah, that was my big community service.
Exactly.
So I hope, that everybody will turn out and make this a big, huge success. I know I've been spreading it all over Facebook, and I just think everybody should come, and because it's a fundraiser, and the ticket is partially tax deductible.
It is.
So it's a $125 ticket. It's at Mariner Sands on April 10th. 6 o'clock cocktails.
6 o'clock cocktails.
7 o'clock din-din.
Right.
Yes, and it's a beautiful event. And the public is invited, right?
Absolutely. And so if you wanted to get a ticket, you could go to our website, which is soroptimistofstuart.org.
Right.
Or you could actually call me, and I can give you my phone number.
Okay.
Which is 772-485-9505.
Perfect. That's an easy one to remember, too. And also, I found a phone number that Strout is, what's her first name? Anyway, she has the phone number for the reservations too, 772-708-2999. 7954.
Yes, and that goes to one of our other members,
Right.
Sherry Dowd.
Sherry Dowd. I was like, oh, I knew it was like owl.
Yeah, that's right.
Sherry Dowd, right. So 772-708-7954. Or you can email her at S as in Sam, Guff, Guff, and then 4 2s, 2222 at AOL.com. Or send me a message, or send Janice Norman a message on her Facebook page, and we'll get you a ticket. Don't you worry about it, because it'll sell out if you don't get it. And this weekend, Friday, they're kind of, because you have to put people at tables.
Right, and we have to let Mariner Sands know how many people are coming. And
yep, how many dishes to prepare.
Exactly.
And then, so that's pretty cool. And a lot of the people in this, you will know if you see, and we're going to get an article, I think, our Realtor Association, because a lot of them are realtors and affiliates in our realtor business. And we're kind of proud that we represent a good part of the community.
Absolutely.
And are very involved, like yourself.
Absolutely.
You're so
Absolutely.
involved. And the other thing you're very involved in is Catch the Wave of Hope. And there's a big thing happening on Friday. You can tell our listeners about that, please.
Yeah, so Catch the Wave of Hope is a relatively new nonprofit, and we're looking to abolish human sex trafficking. We have the great pleasure of having Lynn Barletta, a very well-known local artist, to be our founder.
Very talented.
And very talented. And because of her talent and her ownership of Visionary School of Arts, the AT&T building in downtown Stuart, they have created a 250-foot water mural. Now, 250 foot's a football field.
Yeah.
So it's huge. So
beautiful painted mural.
Beautiful painted water scene. It's got
with fish
and dolphins
and manatees, right?
And
the sea grasses, just all that.
So on Friday at 4 o'clock, we're having a huge unveiling and a ribbon cutting. So from 4 to 6 o'clock, we've got all kinds of speakers from the city and AT&T.
Yeah.
So not only is this helping to raise money for Catch the Wave of Hope, but it's beautifying downtown Stuart as well, and we'll end up being on the Stuart Art Tour.
That's pretty cool. I just realized I'm going to be out of town. I'll be in Texas to visit my mom, but I'll see when I get back. So, and then I'm going to have Lynn on the show the Wednesday night. I think it's April 4th before the gala. The gala is April 7th. That's your second annual one. I was there for the first one.
Yes.
That was nice at Yacht and Country Club, and that's from 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday, April 7th. And that's at 3883 Southeast Fairway East, if you don't know. And that's cocktails, dinner, and dancing, and valet parking, thank you. And that's $150 per person. And we had a great auction there last year. Didn't you raise like $50,000 in that one night? That was amazing.
Yes.
And Catch the Wave of Hope is so great because it really helps these girls who are just trapped. And it's happening right here in our own backyard.
It is happening right here in our own backyard. We have more cases than we really want to admit to, and you know, we're trying to do three things, Julia. People think it doesn't happen here in Martin County, but it does, and so we're really trying to bring awareness. We're trying to educate young people about how not to get trapped into this life, and then the third thing is our goal is to build a home so we can offer restorative services and safe nights for these girls that have been victims of human trafficking.
And also learning and teaching the signs of what looks like human trafficking.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget that story Lynn told us when she was first bringing this information to the Women's Club of Stuart, and how just by educating people when she spoke, that then a neighbor noticed and recognized, oh, there's girls going in and out of this house, and there was a car sitting out front with a man in it.
Yes.
And so she called the sheriff's department, and sure enough, guess what? It was a house of ill repute.
And actually that led to not only that house being broken up, but one in Indiantown and another one in Lake Worth. That was all kind of a ring of trafficking houses.
And where are they coming from, the ringmasters? Is there any idea? Are they coming from other countries? Are they from right here?
They can be from anywhere. They can be from other countries. They can be here. They could be your next door neighbor. So one of the things is that traffickers and trafficking knows no geographical or cultural boundaries. So, you know, it could be anybody that you know, and a victim could be anyone you know.
Well, if you want to go to the event, it's worth your while to hear about what's going on and help eliminate this scourge on our society. And you can go to catchthewaveofhope.org and you can be a sponsor, because we do have sponsorship levels, I see here.
We do. You can be a sponsor, and you can also go there to buy your tickets for the gala.
There you go. So a ticket is just $150, but you can be a sponsor at the silver level for $1,000. That includes 2 gala seats, which is pretty cool, or $2,500 at the gold level, includes 4 gala seats. And up the ladder for 6 gala seats, that's a table of 6, you can be the hoity-toity $5,000, and for $10,000 you get a table of 8 or 10. And we had a very nice philanthropist there last year, David Smith. He was, wow, he really got the thing going with the auction. That was impressive, and so I hope it's a big success. That I would definitely like to come to again. It's filled with wonderful people who are there to make a big difference and in our community and support these victims and help them not have to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're talking about children.
Yes.
We're talking about children.
Right.
That's what our focus is. And no child should be put in that
horrible
position to be sold.
I know. Lynn said as young as, I think there was, and it's not just girls, it's boys.
Yes. The average age of girls is 12. The average age of boys is 11.
Oh my God. So we really need to stop this, and you guys can help out there. So go to Catch the Wave of Hope, and that's catchthewaveofhope.org. Also, if you'd like to come and support the Soroptimist International of Stuart, that's at Mariner Sands. That's coming up April 10th, so that'll be after this. This is April 7th, Saturday, and April 10th is a Tuesday. So we've got lots of fun things happening and helping to support the community. Mm-hmm. And I think I've got these things out there on Facebook, like all over.
Yes.
I invited you. I'm like,
yes.
I know she's coming, but yeah, I've got the events scheduled up, and I'll probably do one for Catch the Wave of Hope to abolish human trafficking. We just need to get rid of it, and I'll probably put it on my Martin County Difference page. But don't forget to tune in each Wednesday night. We have incredible people in this community doing incredible things, and this is what it's all about, is helping each other. So every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m., and I want to thank my guest tonight, Janice Norman. Thank you so much.
And thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was really glad you did this on the fly and you agreed to come. I was like, we need to do this because all this stuff is coming up. And to Gigi, Suntum, and Cecilia Lewis, thank them for coming from 4C's. And next week, I can't remember what I have going on, but I know it's a good show. I think, well, the Junior League is coming up with Luna Fest, and Cindy Cooper. She's probably sending me a message right now on Facebook, and I can't see it, so I'm sorry, Cindy. So Cindy Cooper with Brianna Cooper, Heavenly Smiles, and Touch a Truck from Early Learning Center with Lisa Holland and all that group. So do tune in next week, and thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, my husband, Richard, for always helping, and stay safe out there, everybody. See you next week. Good night. Yay! Another show in the can.
Another one done.
Another one done. Done, done, done. Oh, and I didn't say questions.
In the
for
can.
Jamie. Oh, well. They'll get it.
They'll get it.
Yeah, and besides, we have another time to do the show before that.
Absolutely. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much.